Today's episode is sponsored by people who talk too loud on public transportation and you have no choice but to learn their entire life story. These emails prove absolutely nothing other than the fact that President Trump did nothing wrong. The White House, after emails about Trump hanging out with Epstein's victims came out. Insert theme song here. This is the Daily Sarcast. I give you the news and maybe a laugh. I'm Lindsay Vernick and it's November 13th, 2025. November is like flying by. I almost went to eat something that expired November 6th. And I'm like, oh, that's only like a day or old something. I didn't realize it's like the 13th and it's like not like that's like a week old, like or more or something. So good thing I didn't eat that. Maybe just going to throw that one away. So anyway, in real news, the Jeffrey Epstein stuff is back. And some people just dropped more than 20,000 of his emails this week. And let's just say, they're not the kind of messages that you want resurfacing when your name's already synopsis with federal prison and conspiracy theories. In one of his emails, Epstein claimed that Trump once spent hours at my house with one of his young victims. Yikes. He also called Trump dirty, borderline insane, and my personal favorite, worse in real life and up close, which is how most people describe a first date from Hinge. The White House brushed it off as the ramblings of a discredited creep, and Trump called it a hoax, which in Trump logic means he's pretending it never happened, so it didn't. Meanwhile, Congress is fighting about which Epstein documents to release and which to hide because apparently we can't even agree on what version of hell we're reading from. And Michael Wolff, yes, the writer who's never met a scandal he didn't like, was also in Epstein's inbox suggesting Epstein go anti-Trump for political cover. Bold strategy, considering Epstein's main problem wasn't political, it was criminal. Anyway, the House is back in session. The government still have shut down, or like maybe by now they're not. And somehow the biggest headline of this week is a dead guy's Gmail account. So yeah, just another week in the U.S. Today, we mourn a true American icon, the penny, which officially died in Philadelphia at the ripe old age of 232. Cause of death, irrelevance, and being too damn expensive to make. The Treasury says it costs 3 cents to mint 1 penny, which honestly feels like the most on-brand government math ever. The penny had a long storied life, from Abraham's face to that weird time people put them in their shoes for fashion reasons. It was a symbol of luck, thriftiness, and apparently the sound of ideas being born. You remember when people used to say a penny for your thoughts, which, let's be honest, feels overpriced these days. In the end, President Trump signed the penny's death certificate back in February. I guess he finally made something copper disappear that wasn't his own tan. There are still 250 billion pennies floating around, gathering dust and jars and couch cushions nationwide, the coin's version of retirement in Florida. Meanwhile, the nickel's sitting there like, oh God, I'm next. Rest in peace, little copper-colored guy. You were small, annoying, and largely useless. But so are most people. After 54 days off, the House of Representatives finally returned to work yesterday, proving once again that government employees really are built different. Last night, they voted on a bill to end the nation's longest government shutdown, 43 days and counting, which means federal workers might actually get paid again. Crazy concept, right? Work, then paycheck, revolutionary. Speaker Mike Johnson called the House back after nearly 2 months of recess, which he insists wasn't a vacation, just, working from home, except the work part was kind of missing, which I guess most people can say the same. The Senate just passed the deal, and Trump says he's going to sign it. It funds the government through January, restores federal jobs, and includes back pay for furloughed workers, because apparently the bar is now undoing the chaos we created. Democrats are mostly opposed because it doesn't extend healthcare subsidies. Meanwhile, Johnson's tiny Republican majority is hanging by a thread and a prayer as they try to keep everything in line long enough to pass literally anything. Also entering the chat, Adalita Gurjavala. I feel like I'm pronouncing that wrong. She's a Democrat from Arizona, finally getting sworn in after Johnson refused to seat her for 7 weeks. She's expected to be the final signature on a petition forcing a vote to release Trump's Epstein files. Because apparently we're just spinning the scandal wheel at this point. So yeah, Congress is back, the government is maybe reopening, and the next shutdown deadline is January 30th, which for Washington counts as long-term planning. In Lindsay life, the guy that I'm currently seeing has officially outlasted my latest manicure. How impressive. The most unexpected things that have happened to me this week. I said goodbye to my grandfather. My mom took me out for ice cream. I found out my crush likes me back. I had a very promising job interview. And I sold some jewelry in Grand Central Station. And no, I did not make it. Cooking tip of the day. Not washing your fruits and veggies just makes your immune system that much stronger. Feedback, comments, questions, a nice Jewish by looking for a date? Email me at lindsay@thedailysarcast.com. Thanks so much for listening. Talk to you guys tomorrow.